Hey everybody, this is Kyle, and I just wanted to say a few words about Jeff. Like we're obviously all gonna miss him, and I was just looking at it that he had that last live stream scheduled, and there's still people in chat. It's like that's pretty apropos for Jeff. Like he never quit, he never stopped, and even though this happened, he's still he's still got a live stream going. Um, and I hope it never comes down, you know. Um, and it's still not real. It still doesn't feel real. Um, I couldn't sleep for 2 days, like I learned about it on a live stream and I was like, no, no, that can't be true. It has to be some internet thing. And when I found out that it was true through, really graceful getting one of his friends to go to his house and see that he was dead, or she found out about that. She found out because somebody got one of his friends who was close to him and lived close to him to go check on him, and it didn't feel real when I heard about it, and then it was confirmed, and then I couldn't sleep for 2 days, and I was like, well, I better just wait to say something, processing it, and it's still not feeling real because, um, like Jeff was the last person that I would even think was gonna die, right? Even if he was targeted, which you know, I kind of believe that he was. I can't prove it, right? Um, but just trying to process it and everything. His body of work is just so important, and it's one of those things where he influenced me and inspired me so much. And I never, like, I mean, I left comments on his channel and everything like that. I watched every video that he put out, even if I was sick of YouTube. Even if I was sick of YouTube and I was like, I can't take any more YouTube. It was like when I was watching Jeff, it was like it was just watching Jeff. It wasn't watching YouTube, right? Also, the thing I was thinking is I was like, um, I felt safe, and I felt safe, and I was thinking I felt safe knowing there are people like Jeff out there. But quickly in my head, it was like I felt safe knowing Jeff was out there telling the truth and that he kept going, and he inspired me and influenced me. I would watch his videos and see what direction he was going in and how the information that he got out was super important, right? But how he did it, how he was bringing humor into it, creativity, such intelligence, in almost an unbreakable life, like an unbreakable just force for life in his work. It was um, never defeatist or anything like that. And I want to mention this too. I have to. I don't know. Maybe some people who aren't targeted, uh, you won't get this, but like I would have to listen to Dave Case's CD, which is similar frequencies to what's going on with the high pitched sound and the uh, remote neural manipulation, the things that they're doing with integrated directed energy weapon systems. Very very real. And I'd have to listen to that CD, and sometimes I'd listen to it on this computer, and then I'd put on like I'd try and listen to stuff like put on YouTube, but I could never hear anybody's voice, right? Because it's a cacophony of just staticky sounds and kind of white noise sounds and rushing sounds, and the only person that I could listen to where I could hear their voice was Jeff, because it was such a just cut through everything. Jeff's voice was just so sharp and just it was like him. His voice was like him, and it just cut through the bullshit. Cut through the bullshit. Um, it still doesn't feel real to me. You know, I thought he was going to live forever. And it's one of those things where he influenced me and inspired me so much. Um, and it's not like I took it for granted, right? None of us, you know, took Jeff for granted at all, but then it's more pronounced when he's gone, right? It's more pronounced, and I realized it more how much he inspired me and how much he gave me strength. How much like I would come to his videos and be able to process my rage that I couldn't deal with because I was so messed up from being microwaved and stuff like that. And him going through it helped me to go through it. You better wake your ass up. He did a lot of really funny sayings, and he kept us all going. He kept us all like not just going and fighting against the impossible, but feeling a lot of strength and feeling a lot of humor with it, and laughing, kind of laughing at it, laughing at the evil. It's just irreplaceable. Like nobody can fill his shoes ever. But he left a legacy, right? He left a legacy of work and a legacy of he was a man of truth. Like he was a man of truth, and he understood that with deceit, after deceit comes violence. So he fought passionately. Maybe he still fights passionately up there. You know, I hope that he can help us down here when he gets his wings. But um, he understood how dangerous deceit was, right? He was a man of truth, and it was just like a safety in this world, like in this world that's so fallen and everything's so corrupt. Just like, I mean, not even just watching Jeff's all of Jeff C's videos when he put them out, but knowing he was doing what he was doing. Um, and it, you know, almost said like I almost thought like, oh well, you know, people like Jeff, right? But there's nobody like Jeff. Um, and I, you know, even though like it's weird because like even though you know I never talked to him over text or phone or anything like that, he's so honest. It's so him in his videos that you feel like you know him, right? You feel like you know him, or I felt like I knew him, you know, like a I'd say like I want to say like a friend or a colleague, but more like a big brother, more like a very strong big brother that I'm like, well, he's doing it this way, and I may not be talking about exactly the same stuff as him, but I'm watching the way he's doing it, you know, seeing that strength, and it really affected the way that I did things. And we need to make it affect what we do more because he left a great legacy. You know, it's hard. It's hard. I want to say a bunch of stuff. I guess that's all I want to say. You know, I'll probably talk about things more on my future videos because and I don't know, like a lot of people don't want to go into this, but because like I'm heavily targeted with remote microwaves, with integrated directed energy weapon systems, you know, I heard him, you know, talking about like putting something in the microwave and completely forgetting that he did it, and then having these horrible migraines, and then it's like, and then you know no one was there when whatever happened. But the deal is it's like my dad had high pitch ringing migraines, and then he had an aneurysm, right? Because remote microwaves can affect it can affect the it can affect the brain, it can affect the and I'm forgetting the word for it. But basically it can thin the blood brain, that's it can thin the blood brain barrier. And so my dad had an aneurysm because his blood brain barrier was thinned out from remote microwaves, right? From the way the directed energy affected his brain. It's like it can happen on accident if you're being targeted, but they can also do it on purpose. So yeah, I will be, you know, talking about those things in my videos. It's a dangerous thing, right? Because like, you know, we don't know how he died. He was, you know, could have been it could have been something else. And if it was, if it was integrated directed energy weapons and they were targeting him for a while, and then they started targeting harder, because like what I think about is I think about like how Bill Cooper was murdered like right after 9/11 happened. He had predicted, and everything that he said was true, and it was being proven, it was playing out in 9/11. They had to kill him, afterwards, because everything, he would have known what was going on afterwards and been able to report on it exactly, because he knew exactly what was going on, right? He had predicted everything up to that point. He knew what, Mystery Babylon was doing. And like I see that Jeff was like right about everything, and it was all playing out. We're going to 2021, which is Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and all this stuff that he's saying, if it hasn't played out yet, it's gonna play out. And I think about that. I think about that, and that they wouldn't, evil would not want him around, because he's a man of truth, and he's so good, and he was so good at what he did, even though he was, kicked off of many platforms many times, and had to come back, had to keep coming back, and like he was a fighter. He was a, I hate saying cliche things, especially for Jeff, but he was a warrior. He was a fighter, and he helped us all to keep fighting. Um, I guess that's all I want to say for now. It's still unreal for me. Um, I didn't know him personally, but I felt like I knew him. I felt like I knew him, and he influenced me a whole lot. And all I can say is, he left a big legacy, for just telling the truth and doing what's right and being uncompromising in the face of being uncompromising, being loud and uncompromising. Um, and that's what we all have to do. And he stood up and he faced this. Um, and I'm gonna miss him a lot. Like yeah, I'm like, it's like I'm waiting for his next video. It's like I'm waiting for him to put out another video, because it's just like not real. I mean, it is real, it happened, but it just doesn't feel real. I can't sleep. It's like 4:40 in the morning. It's all I can think about. And it's just like well, I guess one word, like devastating, like devastating. Like he was there, and I felt safe. I know we none of us really feel safe, because we're all being bombarded by the New World Order, asymmetrical warfare. But knowing that he was fighting, and I guess maybe it is um, no, it's like I appreciated. I appreciated everything he did, and giving strength to everybody, and giving strength to me. But it's more pronounced, like that this happened so fast, and who knows if it had, who knows what he was going through for maybe years or months, or whatever, whatever was happening with him. Um, but all right, guys, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to do a video. Rest in peace, brother. We're all obviously gonna miss him. We're gonna miss you, man. And he left a legacy. And if everybody in the world was like you, um, this would be a great world. This would be a great world. It'd be a strong world, and women and children would be protected, and men would be strong, and do what they needed to do. If everybody was like Jeff, you know. And it's like he was so good. He was like a real human being, a real man. Obviously, this evil system needed to put a lot of pressure on him. If it didn't kill him, put so much pressure on him, that I'm sure it affected his health. Um, I think they killed him. I think the system killed him. I think, yeah. Well, I may go into that on future videos and stuff. I feel like that's it's like, maybe some people are like, well, let's just honor Jeff's life and let's just tell the truth. But the way that Jeff was, and he was unflinching and uncompromising in finding the truth, right? That even if it's like, even if the autopsy or whatever shows like, oh, he got an aneurysm or whatever, and we can't be sure, we still need to look into what was going on. Um, he would want that, like he would want um, every every nook and cranny that of darkness where we're not sure of something, and you got weapon systems that can kill and not leave a trace, and doctors don't know how to look for the signs of if that killed somebody. He would want us to keep going on that and keep looking into it and keep getting the evidence we need, right? I mean, obviously, just the basic, we keep moving on. We use his legacy of work to move on, and we prove these evil asymmetrical warfare things that they're doing in society, but specifically for him, for what happened to him. I feel like that's a way to honor him. So trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. It's still not real for me. It hasn't hit me yet. You know, I guess it did a little bit yesterday morning. It hit me a little bit. I didn't sleep for 2 days, and then like I did sleep a little bit. I woke up, and I guess it did hit me a little bit. But it's just like he's not the. It just came out of nowhere. I think we're like, a lot of people are dying or being killed, being tortured, being poisoned. Um, I just honestly, I was like, I did think that Jeff was targeted with integrated directed energy weapon systems. He would be a person. He's unflinching, like he tells the truth. He would definitely be a person that they went after. That they wanted to silence. Um, But yeah, it's still not real. It still doesn't feel real. So let's keep going. Let's keep going for him. Let's be unflinching in the face of evil. Let's be strong because he was strong, and he brought humor and life into his work. How do you bring humor and life into looking into the New World Order and all the evil things they do? Well, he did it. He did it. Um, a man of truth, a man of truth. That's what he was. He was a lot of other things. I'm sure in his life with his close friends, he was a lot of other things. To me, it's like he was a man of truth that looked into everything, and it was so important. The truth was so important because he was very intelligent and understood that when people start lying, that's when major violence happens. So all right, guys, that's all I want to say. I'll be maybe talking about it a little bit more on future videos. Just we lost a we lost a really important person. We lost a person that can't be replaced. You um, no one can fill his shoes, but I think that we just need to look at how he did things and his legacy, and then we just need to honor that, right? I feel like we're coming into a long period of darkness, um, and God's gonna have to help us, um, but we've got to honor those people that we lose. If I die tomorrow, I want y'all to honor, you know, the truths that I wanted to get out, and um, you know, what we all want to do in life. What we all want to do in life is protect each other and love each other and get the truth out and live in a safe society. And we don't. We're fighting for it, but we don't. Um, all right, guys, that's all I want to say. Just rest in peace, brother. And when you get up there, if you're not up there yet, I guess he would be by now. I don't know if there's like a process you go through to get up to heaven. If you can help us out, please help us out. Um, we're just gonna miss him. We're just gonna miss him a lot. and did he just like what he was doing was the most important thing. I want to say this. He always said like, and this is how I felt. He was like, they have the mainstream media and they have the military industrial complex and all this money, the top of the pyramid and everything. And he was like, and I have this little YouTube channel, fighting with this little YouTube channel. Um, but, I was thinking, and I hope he knew this, that he inspired everybody so much and helped everybody keep going. Thousands of people he inspired, and they would go and put out information, and he was like a general in truth telling. Um, and I hope he knew that like it seems like he had it's a pretty big YouTube channel. It's a pretty big YouTube channel, but he was like, up against all this money and stuff like that. But what he did was so priceless. Like he was so priceless, right? Um, and I hope he knew that. All right. That's all I want to say, guys. I hope everybody's hanging in there, and let's just carry on his legacy. Let's look at what he wanted in the world and what he fought for, and let's fight for it. Let's keep fighting for it. He was a really important guy, really good guy, just a really, just a man of truth. Man of truth, and he brought his strength along with it. So all right, guys, I'll see you on the next one, and just and rest in peace, brother.